main grandstand. Some discounts on last year's merch, but get your fresh 2024 t-shirts, hoodies, and everything in between in the building.
Green flag is out for the six-shooters for 2024. Picking up right where he left off. Michael Yetton's going to lead him down into turn one. Garrett Berry is going to be under attack by Tristan Bodwell down the back straightaway. Bodwell backs out of it down in turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, Bodwell does a nice job of moving down to the inside. A driver who has mainly spent her time at Hudson Speedway, picked up a victory over there, and also raced at Lee USA Speedway. Doing some time here at the Mad Dog and looking strong, competitive here in early laps of race number 1 on the season. Down to the inside of the 51.
Can't quite make it work off of turn 4. That's allowing Andrew Scott to get back into the battle here for a podium position down the backstretch as he gets a little bit out of shape.
And really does a nice job of closing in. And look at that closing rate. Nice heads-up driving by Andrew Scott as they work their way down the front straightaway. There's Tristan Bodwell again looking to the inside. Her father, Robert Bodwell, a longtime competitor throughout the state of New Hampshire, mainly at Lee USA Speedway. And Bodwell, whose racing dates back to the 80s, now watching his daughter compete here today, goes down to the inside as she challenges for second in turn number 1.
Can't quite make it work on Garrett Berry as he holds a nice and steady line down through the corners, not allowing Tristan to get up underneath him. But out in front, it is all Michael Yetton as he is about a straightaway out in front of the battle for second and third.
Yeah, Yetton proving that you don't need to teach an old dog new tricks. He really learned things, I think, in the qualifying race and is, I wouldn't say a lot smoother in the feature because he pretty much figured it out in the qualifying event. Nice full straightaway lead, but a good battle for second. They almost swap paint going back into turn 1.
Yeah, Tristan's now got the inside line over Garrett Berry. Got to clear him off of turn 2. Berry's going to have to tuck down in behind her to see if he's got anything left as we click off lap number 7 for Michael Yetton, but this is also allowed Andrew Scott now looking for the podium position under Garrett Berry down into turns 1 and 2.
6 shooters going 25 laps here today, and now it's all Yetton leading this one off of turn number 4, up in front by a full straightaway. The battle for the final spot on the podium in turn number 4, 51 hangs onto it for Garrett Berry for the moment.
He's hanging on to it for the moment, but that Andrew Scott machine does not look like it's handling well here tonight on the new asphalt. Gonna probably have to go home and do some homework if he's gonna chase the season championship down here, as that car is pushing heavily through the corners. But now looking to the inside of Garrett Berry once again down at turns 1 and 2. Can't make it work. Now get Berry about a car length over Andrew Scott. Scott going to try to drive down deep into 3 and 4. Sideways off of turn 4. That's going to lose a lot of time now. Michael Yetton still nothing changed out in front. An entire straightaway up over Tristan Bodwell. Bodwell has distanced herself over Garrett Berry.
You know, the great thing about opening day is, if you're out here and supporting, you get the early season jump, but don't think this is all it's at, or this is where it's at for the 6 shooters this year. There are more who are joining and will be in attendance with us in future races. Our next event is going to be the Granite State Derby. First time the GSD is here at Monadnock Speedway. It's been at Lee USA the first couple of years, but over here at Monadnock, bringing the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour. It's also the Wheeling Granite State Short Track Cup, race number 1 of 3 with a separate point system and bonus money tied in thanks to Wheeling Engineering, who are the major sponsors. Looking at this division from last year, and of course the champion from 2023, you got to go all the way back to Garrett Berry, who finished 6th in the championship standings last year. So we're definitely going to see a changing of the guard this year. Maybe not so much in the championship standings or standing, as Yetton looks to be the early season favorite. But we're going to see a lot of new names inside the top 5 this year, with the Millers not competing here this afternoon.
Yeah, that'll definitely change up some things for the championship, but as of right now, Michael Yetton looking for max points on night number 1 with 5 from the heat race, and looking for 50 here from the feature event tonight.
Yeah, that's a big holdover coming in a division this size. So good heads up to the drivers who were, sometimes in the case, weren't even really ready for opening day, but they were here. And they figured it out. Oh, a squeeze in turn number 4. And the battle for third continues to rage.
Andrew Scott really trying to get that podium position away from Garrett Berry. Scott, like I said, Looks like that car is not handling all that well here this afternoon. But again, to your point, he's here on night one, going to be able to make some adjustments for the next time that the six shooters are here, which will be May 11th on the 53rd annual weekly racing opener. They will get the week off for the annual Granite State Derby.
Yeah, the cool thing about this is that it was very important for both the Wrens and the Venedas to give the drivers who are going to support this facility week in and week out first dibs on the new asphalt. So even though our traditional opener isn't until May 11th, having the JDV open today gives these drivers who are supporting the facility week in and week out first dibs on the new asphalt, get a race meet under their belts before we really go racing, even though today's points do count. Some real hard racing expected on the 11th for this class.
Andrew Scott has got around Garrett Berry to move himself into the third spot. Scott now sits in third, looking at the podium position. 4 laps to go for Michael Yetten as he catches the back of the field. Yetten looking to see if he could put Garrett Berry and Andrew Scott a lap down before the end of this.
Yeah, Yetten is, I hadn't mentioned, in the back of my mind, I didn't say it with my outside voice, that the 17, Bodwell, was keeping consistent lap times with Yetten for the middle portion of this race, but that's really gone out the window. Yetten has turned it up even more as he's closed in on drivers that he's lapping. So no quit for that 25 as they peel off of turn number 2.
As he tries to put the 51 of Garrett Berry a lap down. Will come off of turn 4. We'll put him a lap down. We'll see the white flag. 1 lap to go. I don't think he'll have enough time to catch Andrew Scott. But Tristan Bodwell in the second position comes off of turn 2. She is sitting comfortably there. Checkered flag. Michael Yetten is your winner. Tristan Bodwell will finish second, and it actually was just corrected, but David Bell was in the 13 car. He will wrap out the top 3. We will have just Michael Yetten down in victory lane here tonight for the 6 shooters.
Winner only here, winner only.
Again.
But I really don't count this one. The track killed this division by forcing us to put fire suppression system and safety rule up, added so much money to this division.
Killed it.
So how about some of the sponsors that helped you get here today to pick up your win? Insurance, Halfner's Fuel, Shield, Main Street Barbershop, MTM Flooring, and Jalen's Electric.